Good afternoon, everybody. Frankie here with an update on the severe weather outbreak expected from Michigan to Indiana, Illinois, western Ohio, really much of Ohio there, all the way down into the Tennessee, Mississippi Valley, the Ozarks, all the way down to northeast Texas. An enhanced risk for severe weather today. I cannot stress enough that very large hail, significant damaging winds. The hail could be bigger than 2 inches in diameter in some cases, especially with initial development. Now, with the northwest quadrant of this storm across northwest Indiana, that might be where some of the hail starts to develop and then works its way southward. I'll show you that in a different map, but for right now, we have this enhanced risk across all of northwest Indiana, and that is a level 3 risk, and Chicago, you're in a level 2 risk. So here is the tornado risk probability. We have a 5% probability over northwest Indiana. The bigger tornado threat will be a little bit more downstate across southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Kentucky, western Tennessee, very far northwest Alabama, northern portions of Mississippi, as well as eastern Arkansas and far southeast Missouri. That's where that 10% hatched risk area is. That means a 10% chance of seeing a significant tornado, which is EF2 or greater, within 25 miles of a given point. So tornadoes definitely appearing to be a possibility today from southern Indiana and Illinois to northern Mississippi and northwest Alabama. Next up, we have the wind risk, the damaging wind risk, very high across all of Indiana there, southern Michigan, western Ohio, eastern and east central Illinois, western Kentucky and central Kentucky, western and central Tennessee, far northeast Mississippi, and far northwest Alabama. 45% chance of seeing damaging winds of 75 miles per hour or greater within 25 miles. That's getting pretty high there. I would not be surprised if we get upgraded to a moderate risk in some of these areas, especially as they turn into supercells and produce lots of large hail also, which I'll show you in a moment. But right now we have this 30 to 45% line right on the northwest Indiana area. So I'm concerned about the potential for significant damaging winds that can be tornado-like, like 100-mile-per-hour straight-line winds are a threat. And then lastly here, we have the hail threat. Now, it's a little bit displaced quite a bit further south and west, and that's because the atmosphere is more conducive for hail development. So across northwest Indiana, the hail doesn't look as big of a threat as the wind and potential isolated tornado threat. But there still could be some storms that produce hail golf ball size or larger in northwest Indiana. I mean, we're very close. It's right along the Kankakee River there line with that significant 2-inch plus diameter hail, and that could end up being extended northward. It just depends on how things evolve over the next couple of hours, and I'll be keeping you up to date. I know we're going to eventually be under a watch of some kind, whether it be a tornado or severe thunderstorm watch, across northwest Indiana and parts of the southern Chicago metro area. So that's that threat. And now we have the radar coming up here showing you how these storms are going to evolve. And you can see right around 3 o'clock right there is when the strongest storms move over northwest Indiana. The potential for large hail still there, and I want to kind of focus that in the middle of the frame. I'll say right there. That's what I'll say when you should be looking at the picture in northwest Indiana. Right there. You see how those cells just kind of explode right over the area? That concerns me with the potential for large hail, damaging winds, and isolated tornadoes. So we could get a moderate risk in here, as these storms seem to be widespread enough for that threat. So for now, just stay weather aware, and this is supposed to happen here in the next few hours here. So if there's any kind of tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning coming into northwest Indiana, I'll be sure to let you know immediately. But for now, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Everybody stay safe.